Moments with Puz, brought to you by Get Your Ass to Work, something that everyone can enjoy. Now on to the show. This is the Get Your Ass to Work podcast, episode number 27. Today we're talking about no days off. If you ever follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll know that my consecutive days record of not missing a day working out at this point is somewhere in the 240 range as of today, which is, at the time of this recording, January 18th. Now, what's interesting is nobody asks me ever why I do it. They all just kind of give me advice. Now, people are very good at giving you advice on things that they don't know a lot about, and a lot of people say, oh, you need to take a day off, or you need to rest, you need to recover, what's your diet like, what are you working out, and you know you're doing yourself more harm than good. All of those things can absolutely be true. However, there's a bigger reason why I do this, and I post about it on Facebook, and most people are probably somewhat inspired by it, at least the people who comment. Most people probably ignore it because it's not that interesting to just go to the gym for 240 days, but there's a reason why I'm doing it, and a few people who do take an interest, I'll talking to you why I actually started doing this, and it's not because I'm trying to be, some badass person on the planet. It actually had a much more serious reason and has a very devastating effect on my day if I don't do it. So let's talk about why this actually started. Why I started going to the gym daily on a daily basis and not taking days off. Well, it started with me going and getting up first thing in the morning because I had to. Now, typically in real estate, if you're in the business or you're in any bit, okay, if you're alive, you know that if you don't do something first thing in the morning when you have the most energy, it may not get done later. There's a lot of people that can get off of work and go to the gym right after. I'm not one of those, and one of those reasons is because anything can come up in my day where I may not make it to the gym at nighttime. So I noticed that happening where you just get off of work and you're so tired you actually don't get a good workout in. However, I would prefer to work out at night. That's just how it is. But because real estate, you have no idea what could come up during your day, I had to make it during the morning. Not only did I have to make it first thing in the morning, but I needed to be in the office as well by 7:30. So that started pushing my schedule back to the point where I had to start waking up early. If you are anything like me, you would probably have rather died in a gasoline fire than be told you had to wake up every morning for the rest of your life at 4:40 in the morning. Look, guys, it sucks. I'm not even here to bullshit you. Getting up that early, it just sucks. Not hardly 1 or 2 days a month am I actually excited when my alarm clock goes off that I have to get up. Because most of the time, I wouldn't say it's as far as torture anymore because I'm used to it. But for those first few years and first few months especially, it was brutal. It is bad. And I failed at it many, many, many times. People see me now because I wake up every day without fail like I'm some kind of fucking robot, and I go to the gym and I'm not human and all these other, funny things they say. But truth is, man, I failed for years trying to wake up early. It took me at least about 2 years to be able to do it consistently without fail when I told myself I was going to do it. Let me tell you how many days my alarm clock would go off and I'd hit snooze 2 or 3 times, and how many other days my alarm clock would go off and I'd just say fuck it and not get up. There were a lot of those days. So don't think that it was just one day I decided I'm never going to not sleep in, I'm just going to get up no matter what, and it happened. It didn't work like that. So why? Now, why? Why would I be motivated to even consider doing this instead of what most people do, which is wake up at a decent hour? Decent, I mean 7 o'clock, 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock, 7:30. Go work out and get ready to go to work. Remember, I'm not on a time clock. Nobody is telling me, Dan, you have to be in the office by 9 o'clock. I could roll in at 9:30 or 10 o'clock. However, with the type of business that I do, it's good that I'm in there getting prepared first thing in the morning. Now, why not work out at night after work? Well, we already discussed one reason why, but I'm going to get into the most important reason why. And this is something that I haven't talked about. I don't post about it online, but I'm happy to share with anybody who's ever asked me why I do it first thing in the morning, and nobody has. The reason why I do it first thing in the morning, and I've been getting up for years now, first thing in the morning to go work out, is because I have depression. And what I noticed when I was 32 or 33 years old, I started waking up in the morning and feeling depressed. And it was for no reason. There was nothing wrong in my life. Nobody in my life was dying. I was healthy. I wasn't having financial issues. I have no reason what the fuck it is, but I'd wake up and not want to get out of bed. I would wake up and I'd be on my way to work and not want to do anything. I'd hear a stupid commercial on the radio about Sleep Train or one of these mattress companies and start crying for no fucking reason. For some reason, I had something triggering in my mind that caused me to have serious negative emotional reactions for absolutely no reason. What I figured out is one thing that would stop that from happening would be working out. I would wake up, I'd feel depressed, I'd go to the gym, and by 15 to 20 minutes of getting exercise in, it would all go away. And that's why I actually started doing it and started doing it first thing in the morning. And I never know when the depression would come. It wouldn't be every day. It would be maybe a couple of days a week. It would be maybe 3 days in a row. It would maybe show up once a month for a week and then go away. And I had no idea when it was. So why I started working out and what people tell me, oh, you need to take a rest and you need to take a day off. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, I understand the concept of my body needs to heal and recuperate. But I'll tell you another thing is that I don't want to go through a day without getting my workout in because it is not worth it to go through the depression of how I feel for 6 to 12 hours of the first hours of my day. So it would keep me in a state of mind where I had brain fog. I couldn't think. I just couldn't really operate that well. I'd get to my office and in my desk in the morning and I'd put on some motivational video to try to get me feeling better. And I'd just end up breaking down and crying, sitting in my office by myself for no fucking reason. So for that, I have decided that no matter how much it sucks, it is not worth it for me to feel like that or to take the risk of feeling like shit and getting depressed. I would prefer to go work out. And that's why I started doing it first thing in the morning. And that's why I have to get up early to do it, because the rest of my day and the rest of my business depends on me being in the office early. So it started with me reading the book, The Miracle Morning. And it was a great book and it got me started. Let me say this. I failed several fucking times. I'm going to give 2 tips on how to wake up early if you really want to wake up early. This is my fail-proof way of getting my ass out of bed. And tip number 1 is set your phone as your alarm clock and put it across the room from you. That means you have to get up, and hopefully you have, husband or wife that's sleeping next to you, somebody that will be disturbed or pissed off if your alarm clock goes off and you don't go get it and they kick your ass out of bed to go get it. That works best. Put it across the room so you physically have to get up and go get it and make it loud. Don't turn it down a little bit so you can sit there and sleep through your fucking alarm if you really wanted to, because I tried that a million times too and I failed and it sucks. Make it loud, put it across the room so you have to get up. Number 2, have your toothbrush ready to go and brush your teeth. There's something about a mouthful of fucking peroxide that wakes me up. For some reason, that's what does it. Usually by the time I'm done brushing my teeth, I'm at least awake enough that it's almost impossible for me to just lay my head down for, 10 to 15 seconds and fall back asleep. So by the time I'm done brushing my teeth, I'm actually already thinking about, where my keys are and how to get out the door. Now, to make things a lot quicker, just one last thing is I sleep in my workout clothes the night before so that I don't even have to think about my clothes. Because let me tell you, when you wake up at 4:30 in the fucking morning, the last thing your brain can really comprehend in the dark is where's my gym shorts? Where's my fucking tank top? Where's this sweatshirt? Where are my car keys? Where are my wallet? Where's all this shit? You don't want to think about that stuff. So I have it all ready to go, laid out. I get to the gym. So people ask me about my routine and what I'm actually doing at the gym. Now, I would say I'm probably at this point, I'm at maybe my peak physical fitness that I've ever been in my life, and it's for a good reason. It's because I'm doing more than I've ever done physically in my life. So here's what my routine looks like. I work out 7 days a week, and I do jujitsu on top of the 7 days a week, an extra 5 days a week. So what that looks like is I go to the gym Monday through Sunday. Every fucking day I am going to be at the gym, and I'm going to do jujitsu 4 to 5 times a week, just depending on work, which again, I can't count on because things come up at night and I do jujitsu in the evenings. So what that looks like for those of you who are saying, okay, well, what is your lifting routine and your cardio routine? We're just going to run through it real quick. I lift chest on Mondays. I lift back on Tuesdays. I do jujitsu on Wednesday mornings, and then I do cardio on Thursday. I do shoulders and arms on Friday. I do legs on Saturday morning. I do cardio on Sunday for at least 50 minutes. And then add on top of that jiu-jitsu 5 times a week scattered throughout there. If you guys don't know what jiu-jitsu is, let's just put it this way. I thought I was in shape. And I guess by most people's standards in the world, except maybe, athletes and elite athletes and great college athletes, I was probably considered to be in great shape. And then I go and do jiu-jitsu. And for those of you that don't know what it is, I would just describe it like this. It's like wrestling, except with chokes and submission holds that will, rip your arm or shoulder off. And that's basically what it is. That is the goal, is to incapacitate your enemy, your opponent, with, a stranglehold that cuts off air and they pass out, or do enough damage to one of their body parts that they cannot continue the fight. Now, this is simulation, so you typically stop right before any serious damage is done. You stop as someone is beginning to pass out from a chokehold. You stop before you crank someone's shoulder to the point where the tendons begin to pop. That is kind of the end of the match. However, that fight in between and all the transitions and trying to get a position on somebody, extremely tiring. I thought I was in great shape until I started doing that, and I realized how much more I had to go to get into great shape. There is nothing like having somebody oppose you, having an enemy oppose you. A fucking treadmill doesn't oppose you, okay? A treadmill does not resist you. Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, all those sports, it is some of the greatest cardiovascular shape you can possibly be in. From my opinion of just the things that I've done, in no way was I ready for the amount of strength I was going to need, the amount of cardiovascular shape. And I was already somebody who worked out 7 days a week. I was already, Mr. Fitness guy. And then I got into that and I realized, man, I need to work on some things. So I wouldn't want to scare anybody away from jiu-jitsu, but I'll say this. It is great for kids. It's great for women. It's great for anybody, almost of any age. I think after maybe 6 or 8 or 10 years old, I think it's really good for anybody who wants to take their fitness to the next level or just needs to get started doing something in fitness. When do you slow it down? Because this is the part when everyone is always telling me that I need to take a break and I need to rest and I need to take days off and I need to recover. And I already described why. And I agree with everybody. I do need to recover, and I beat my body to shit to where everything hurts. My joints hurt, my muscles hurt, my spine hurts, I have headaches. And I know when to back it down, but what does it actually look like when I need to take a rest? And I have a simple formula. If I go to the gym on a day and I'm not feeling it, and I know that my performance is well below the bar of what I'm normally able to do, I take note, but I don't take the next day off. I go the next day. And if the second day my performance is still below the bar, then I know that the next day needs to be not a day off, but an active recovery day. So it's not day one, it's not day two, it's the day after that I take an active recovery day. And if I still feel like crap, I'll take 2 active recovery days. Typically, I only need 1. And what is the active recovery day? Active recovery day is where I go in and I do just enough to break a sweat, just a moderate sweat. I do some stretching. I do very light impact cardiovascular. I'll hit the bike. I will hit the stair mill. No serious pounding on my joints. But I'm going to do enough that I'm going to break a sweat and get the benefits of exercise, which fights off that depression, by the way, because that's the goal. Even on active recovery days, I need to do something to get my brain working, to get out of that fog, to get ready for the morning, to get ready for the day. It has to be just enough to get me out of that depression loop, and not enough to actually do any more damage to my body parts. So when I'm on these active recovery days, you're just breaking a sweat. You're just doing enough to get somewhat of a workout in. I'm not sitting at home on my ass. Now, again, there is no right or wrong as far as I'm concerned when it comes to working out. There's only ineffective and effective. And for me, that is enough to be effective. Now, all these gurus can tell me, well, if you took, days off of working out completely and you need to do this and you need to do that, that's cool, but that's for you to hit your fucking goals, okay? My goals is to be able to function as a human and not fucking break down and cry while I'm driving down the freeway for no fucking reason. So, before people give me workout advice, I just want to let you guys know that is my goal, is to get through that. And whatever I have to do to get through that is what I've designed this plan for. I don't have a physique goal. I'm not trying to weigh a certain amount of weight or look a certain way. The way that I look, which is pretty lean and ripped, is just a result of the activities that I'm doing. It's not really a focus. My diet is not like extremely on point. I eat healthy, but I'll tell you what, I don't know how many calories I eat. I'm not tracking it. I eat when I'm hungry. Sometimes I eat pizza and junk food and all kinds of other shit when I feel like I need to eat some calories. But I'm not going to sit there and track it because it doesn't actually matter so much how much I weigh. It doesn't matter so much how much muscle I'm carrying. It doesn't matter so much how, far I can run and, how long my joints will last, in a 10-mile run or, a fucking marathon. I am training typically to get through the depressive parts of the morning when my brain just doesn't fucking function right. Now, I do train really hard. And there is a benefit beyond just getting through the depression of why I train really hard, because the question can be begged, well, why would you just, train as much as you train and not just to the point where you feel good? Well, there is another level of endorphins that you hit. It's kind of like after, an adrenaline rush where you've got that relaxation and that calm. And that is that benefit that is absolutely amazing. And if you can hit that benefit daily, I mean, it's really just one of the best feelings that I can even describe, of when you're just completely content, you're relaxed, you're satisfied. I mean, it's really a sense of accomplishment. It's, like you kicked ass, you did good, you're tired, but you're energized, you're ready to go. You feel like you can take on more. You feel like you're ready to go out in the world and kick some fucking ass. And that's an extra benefit for going hard. And when I say I go hard, I mean we go hard. Jiu-jitsu is fucking hard. Sometimes when I leave the jiu-jitsu mats, I mean, I'm so burnt out and everything fucking hurts so bad, but you feel great about what you did that day. Even if you got your face fucking smashed into the mats for 45 minutes and you got your ass kicked and you got tapped out a bunch of times, you still leave with that feeling of accomplishment from putting in that hard work. So what are the benefits? Pretty simple. I mean, the benefits are, for me, my mind is right. every day, which is the most important. My brain functions the way I want it to. I'm not depressed. That's it. Other benefits. You're in shape. You look great. You can pretty much eat what you want when you exercise as much and as often as I do. Do I recommend you eat what you want? I don't know. Depends on what your goals are, man. Seriously, if you just want to look really good, you might want to pay attention to what your diet is a little closer. If you've got other goals, then eat what you want, do whatever you want to do. So I think you guys all know the benefits of working out. I don't have to cover it. We will talk about the risks because I am usually have some sort of injury all the time. Now, there's usually something going on with me all the time. It's what one of my friends calls the traveling pain, where there's usually a shoulder, a knee, a foot, an arm, a wrist, fingers. There's something hurt all the time that you're always dealing with. I'm always dealing with some sort of inflammation. I'm always dealing with, some sort of joint pain. I'm always dealing with something that is inhibitive of feeling like you're 100% physically there. But again, this is my point of view that the mental benefits of working out far exceed physically feeling like you have something hurt or something wrong all the time. I've always got some sort of pain, and that's probably one of the biggest risks. Now, I also want to throw out there when you know it's time to turn it down a little bit. Well, one is if you're tired 2 days in a row, and two, I would say if you are mentally unable to connect 2 days in a row. And what I mean by that is there's a certain mood that I would say I tend to get when I'm overtrained. And it's a mood, it's a feeling, and it's a little grumpy, it's a little tired, irritable. And I would say that if I'm not depressed, but I'll know that if I'm getting grumpy and irritable and tired and my body feels like maybe it's got, a little too many miles on it for that week, then it's also time to take it down a little bit. So you definitely know when you are mentally and physically tired. Those are the two risks. Injury. Yes, I've been injured several times, several things. I'm a pretty safe lifter. I'm not an ego lifter. I'm not trying to put as much weight on the bar as possible to impress people, but I do lift heavy. And then we do work out hard. And then we go often. So all those, all that extra wear and tear on your body, I am injured. I have, I pull muscles all the time. I've actually have torn a few things. I've torn a quad before squatting heavy weight. I've torn my chest doing moderate weight. I've had some injuries, broken toes from jiu-jitsu. I mean, all kinds of weird injuries pop up, strained shoulders, rotator cuff tears. There are some serious problems that come along with it, but by far the benefits outweigh all of the problems that come with sitting on your ass and not going into the gym. Like realistically, speaking of sitting on your ass, not going to the gym, I am very, very rarely motivated to go. And I think it's really important that people know that because everyone asks, well, where do you get this drive and this motivation? And I'll tell you the truth, I rarely feel like going. Again, it's maybe 1 to 2 days a month that I'm actually excited to wake up and to go get this workout in. Most of the time, I'm pretty neutral, where I don't necessarily not want to do it. I don't necessarily, am I excited to go do it? 2 days a month, I probably really want to go get this workout in, and I'm excited to go. And there's probably more than that of 7 to 8 days a month where I absolutely detest having to go into the gym and want nothing to do with it but go anyway. So by the time you're at over 200 days of going consecutively, you stop listening to yourself, you stop making excuses, and you really don't have any ripcord to pull on why you can't go to the gym and go save yourself doing something else, making excuses. You just get up and you go, and you do it first thing in the morning, so there's really nothing getting in the way. What about a social life? What about going out drinking? Well, guess what? All of that shit I still do to a certain extent. I stay up late. We go out, we do things. I'm up past midnight every once in a while, 2 a.m. Yep. What do? You get up and you go anyway. And if it's a work day, I get up and I go at 4:40 in the morning. How many hours did you sleep? Oh, you only had 4 hours of sleep that night? Well, I'm getting up and I'm going to go. And I'll tell you what, it does not feel good. And I'm not saying or recommending that if you don't have to do this, I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm just saying for me, the benefits outweigh the negatives by so much that I'm going to go do it almost no matter what. On the few days that there have been that I have not been able to go first thing in the morning, say I've taken an overnight flight or I'm out of town where there really is no real logical way that I can get a workout in at a certain time first thing in the morning, probably by 9 or 10 o'clock, those depressive feelings start to roll back in. And so I've got to figure out something to get a workout in. And it doesn't matter what it is. If you don't have enough money for a gym membership, you don't have to get fucking fancy. Go put your fucking running shoes on and go do some toe taps on a fucking curb for 45 minutes and walking lunges up and down your neighborhood. I've done it. All right. I've posted pictures of me out in the middle of the fucking desert with nothing, basically doing a workout getting it on. And at the same time, those workouts end up being your most favorite and best workouts because it's so far outside of the box of what you end up doing. So don't give me any fucking reasons why you can't go get something in. And for me, again, I'm not on this routine. I'm not like doing this bodybuilding program. I'm not trying to compete in any sort of special event. I'm just trying to make it through my fucking day without feeling like a pile of shit for the first 6 to 12 hours of my day. And this is what helps me get through it. So I can see why so many people wouldn't want to do it. And to be honest with you, I don't blame anyone. I don't look down on anyone for not going out and doing this kind of stuff. I don't think it's for everybody, but it's for me. And it does inspire people to some level to get back into their fitness programs, which I think is cool. Most of my posts on Facebook that I make, I don't even realize that people even look at them or listen to them. Most of the time, I feel pretty fucking stupid for posting whatever workout I just did. I actually just do it for me, just to keep me documented on my path and my journey and what's happening. I post them for me. It inspires some people, and if nobody likes it, clicks it, watches the video, or talks about it, I don't give a fuck. I'm just posting and documenting what I'm doing so I can look back and see the posts and the review and, think about what I did or what I'm doing, what I looked like at a certain point in time, what kind of results I'm getting, what injuries did I have, what did I do? That's why I do it. It takes a lot of time, and I'm going to say this, that a big negative can be for someone like me who gets on the railroad tracks and I have this tunnel vision where I only see one way and can't take the blinders off, is that it takes a ton of my time, and my life is more or less built around working out. And so people know when they travel with me that wherever we go, I'm looking for a hotel with a nice gym in it. To be honest with you, it's not that I can't get a good workout in with, a bucket out in the middle of a desert, but if I have the option, I'm looking for a place with a nice gym, and I set my alarm clocks and run my life around getting up at a certain time and being ready for a workout. So if I have to be out the door at 6 o'clock to go catch a flight by 7, I'm probably getting up at 3:30. And, not everyone's cool with that. Not everyone I travel with is cool with it. Some people think it's absolutely ridiculous that I got up first thing on Christmas morning and went for a run while it's 19 degrees out and it had just snowed. And I'm out there on, clicking off miles of running, and while my knees are fucked up and swollen, but I'm going to get out there and do it. Hey, guys, keep the workout advice to yourself. But I'm happy to share any ideas on how I can make my workouts harder, by the way, because I'm always looking to improve on them. Again, I do like to be a person of improvement. I do like to get better. I'm not just going just to get through the bare minimum. I do enjoy the improvement. In fact, it adds to the experience. If you guys have anything that you think sucks, because that's how I pick my workouts every day, I pick the exercises that I don't want to do the most. The exercises I don't want to do the most, the ones that I look at when I get to the gym and I think, God, I don't want to fucking do that one today. That's what I go gravitate towards. So if you have things that suck that you can think of that you want to go do, I'm game. In fact, lately I've been looking at some of these programs where they're like, 12-hour programs where you're out, carrying a rucksack and all kinds of different shit, maybe even 24-hour races or something. Just something different, something that's challenging, something that sucks. I'm game for it. So if you guys have some ideas, kick them my way. If you need an accountability partner and you're in the Reno area, I work out at 24 Hour Fitness every single day. You're welcome to meet me there. You're welcome to text me. You're welcome to call me and just say, hey, I need a workout partner. Maybe you just want to get started. I don't care what level of fitness you're at. I invite people out to come work out all the time. I know that might be a little intimidating because of the posts. I mean, nobody wants to go in and feel embarrassed or get their ass kicked, but really, truly, I would invite anybody to come and work out with me and just do what you can do. Hey, no shame in getting there the first day. The only shame you should have is if you tell yourself you're going to go and you don't. Now, I'm not talking to people that just don't want to work out and don't care that they don't work out. Hey, if you're good with it, so am I. But if you're telling yourself that you need to make a life change for one reason or another and you're not doing it and you know you should, well, then you need to give me a call and you need to give me a text and we'll get you on the list and we'll get you out there getting after it. Guys, thanks for tuning in. And as we always say on this podcast, get your ass up early and get to the gym.